welcome to my channel. I'm not usually the one who's doing this type of video. I'm letting actually someone else do it, and let's talk about devlog and new ships. This particular French tier 6, it's actually not a bad ship. A matter of fact, all the stats that I can see, I know still work in progress, but let's talk about what's unique about this French quite good looking ship. It's a French cruiser. It has all those special French features like 2 or 3 main guns with very high percent to put your enemy on fire, but also very good range, 16.9 kilometers range. It's one of the best tier 6 range wise. And also you have all those speed boost and what do you call it on the gimmick about the entire French. Yes, main battery reload booster for tier 6, it's fantastic. You also have hydro damage con, but overall I do believe it's a great ship. I'm not saying too much, but probably if you are like playing some operations, yes, you heard me right, some operation, and you probably want to level up the French Philippe captain or something like that, it's not a bad choice. I very much like to say that she's a very solid, good stats wise. I know stats may and change and so on, but I still believe she is above average strong cruise. I'm not saying she's amazing, but I very much like to say that this particular cruiser, it's a very solid one for someone who likes the French gameplay. I do believe in right hands can definitely be a very strong. And you also have what's also special versus many other cruiser, you have this airstrike. Not all cruisers have airstrike, remember, and it's kind of important to mention. Someone you have to just sail above your submarines, enemy submarine, to use your bombs. But now with airstrike, it's much easier, much more useful for your team if you have it or not. So this is the weird gimmick that Wargaming decide to. Some cruisers give this airstrike DC tool, someone does not. So it is unfortunately a huge impact how you deal with submarine, and that is a good thing. Once again, many of cruiser at tier 6, 7, 8, they do not have the DC airstrike. But now let's talk about this absolutely German destroyer Z-42. It will have the smallest caliber of all ships in this game. I'm talking about high tier, because I do believe at low tier, probably tier 2, tier 3, they also have 105 millimeters dual purpose guns. Very weird guns, very small. But what's so special about the Wargame decide to give their German HE pen, which it has crazy good penetration. Let's see about the stats. What's so special about this, it's literally the German Harigumo, literally, because the reload of 3.1 second, this is based without any buffs, without anything. So and the AP are 2300 with this reload. These, ladies and gents, will have the highest AP damage, or damage overall. I'm talking about how much damage output every minute. This will beat everything and everyone in AP. And HE, it's not a bad thing, because if you put, let's say, IFHE, you will pen 32.5 millimeters, which basically all battleships and cruisers will be pen of those 105 millimeters dual purpose guns. But really what makes this kind of a weird combo is that Wargaming decide to have some kind of crawling smoke, or not the British smoke, daring smoke, literally. You have a lot of them, but it only lasts for like 10 seconds. Short burst smoke, 10 seconds. Smoke screen dispersion time, 40 seconds. A reload 70 seconds, so you have 6 charges, and with superintendent you have 7. But what's special about her concealment with a captain's perk, with everything, it's like today's stats. 5.8, your hydro is 6 kilometers. And you have the German hydro, by the way. And a very hard-hitting torpedo, probably even more hard-hitting torpedo than the Z-52. So I very much like to say it's a lot of Daka German destroyer, which have a small caliber gun, but thanks to this HE pen buff, it is unreal how strong and how high DPM this thing has. Absolutely ridiculous. But I do believe all this combination with daring smoke and guys, the torpedo are even not daring. It's 10 times better than daring, and also the speed of 36.5 with speed boost, with everything else. I do believe speed flag, you will reach her close to 41 and a half knot, and that is freaking speed boat. It's probably one. I'm talking about the whole package. You have 6 kilometers hydro. You have a very hard-hitting torpedo. What kind of torpedo? 18,410 kilometers, 66 knots. This is, you can above there if you want, but nonetheless, 18,400, it's a lot for a German. Z-52 does not have this type of damage. And reload time, 100 seconds. Once again, if you want to buff, you can buff it further, but I do believe it's still a pure gun boat. But nonetheless, this whole package, high damage, short reload time of the torpedo, 3.1 second. This is base without BFT, without any captain's perk. I mean, literally, this is even better than Harigumo's DPM, for crying out loud. Makes this kind of a OP stats wise, but once again, we're giving my tricks and tips. This is still just a conclusion. But I do believe, without saying too much, you are literally a destroyer hunter. You're going first for all the destroyers, because they are kind of screwed if they are, let's say you're spotted. You pop your smoke, you pop your hydro, and you kill the destroyer, because the destroyer cannot fight back because you're inside your own smoke. And by the time that those 10 seconds or whatever the smoke will disappear, you'll do so much damage to them, the destroyer, that the destroyer it's dead. How's that? I don't believe you can fire every 2.5 seconds or something with those 8 guns, right? 8 guns, ladies and gents. And yeah, 3.1 second base with all those tools and stuff like that. You literally kill, and you will pen. You will pen everything you find, because hell, if you have IFHE, you will pen even cruisers and battleships. How weird is that? I'm talking about French battleships, tier 10, yes. So I do believe it's OPS all hell, and very interesting, because guys, the reason I'm saying that this is extremely powerful is that you will deal in the near future with a lot of submarines. Well, this is the best submarine hunter of all the destroyers, Z-52 and this one. I mean, if I play my T-61 at tier 6, I'm hunting submarines like nobody's business, and I kill them ASAP, because that's the German. Your German are made specially to hunt other destroyers, but also hunt submarines and kill them ASAP. And probably that's the reason I'm very hype, and I do believe stats-wise it's too good of a destroyer. Extremely strong. But now, guys, let's talk about the Royal Navy... Australian Navy, the Royal Australian Navy. Voila, we have a copy, paste copy. It's a Minotaur with HE and with no smoke. Literally exactly what it is. Super heal. You have, of course, even better torpedoes, because why should you have 10 kilometers torps when you can have 12, right? But once again, this behemoth of a premium cruiser from Royal Navy, Australian Royal Navy, it is literally a Minotaur with radar Minotaur. Exactly, no smoke. So literally same range, same damage, more or less. Probably it's smaller, different, but in general it is the same. Maximum torpedo tubes. You have 533 4x5, so you have 10 in each side, so you have 20 torpedoes, 16,700, range 12.5. This is even better than Minotaur's torps. 65 knots, it's fantastic. So yeah, AA, literally same Minotaur's AA. Maximum speed 33.5, rudder shift, it's kind of a bad rudder shift actually, turning radius. Air detection, what? Surface detection, it's 11.5. But with concealment expert and captain's perk and module, I do believe guys that you'll get her down to what, it's 8.9, the best concealment of all cruisers in this game. I do believe under 9. 8.9, that's the concealment of Minotaur. And you have 12.5 torpedoes, so you can stealth torps. And they do whopping damage, and they have whopping 12 kilometers in range. And you have HE. So of course you have no smoke, so keep that in mind. You do not have smoke, but you do have, you have damage con party, you have a specialized repair time duration 20 seconds, 866 HP per second, which is super heal. It's the Minotaur super heal. You have hydro and you have radar, and radar it's 10 kilometers and duration is 40 seconds. Yeah, you with HE you are absolutely murder machine versus any light cruisers and any destroyers. But why I do not know what kind of a DC you have. You have the airstrike, reload 30 seconds, maximum range 8 kilometers. And they have a payload of 2 bombs, and they do 4,900. So yeah, you do. What I think about this? Well, guys, it's literally a Minotaur, a radar Minotaur with better torps and HE. That's what it is, literally. And probably worst, what do you call it, turning radius and rudder shift. It's a slug gear, or in many ways it's even a worse copy-paste of a Minotaur, because I do believe Minotaurs literally turns on a dime and even gain speed in a turn. Probably this is one hell of a slug. That's what I can come up with. I'm talking about her rudder shift. Yeah, let me know in the comment below what you think about those copy-paste, different nation, but it's same ship overall. Same guns, same shell travel time, same heal, same everything. I'm not so much fan of it. And by the way, this, what do you call it? Commonwealth cruisers, they do not have any special captains, and if you buy her, keep that in mind, you have to level up like crazy to get from, let's say, what do you have, 10 points captain to all the way to 21. I'm just saying good luck with that. There are very few ships like Perth and many others which you can shift from. There isn't a touch tree line of this nation, and that's the reason it's kind of hard to get. I have Huron, so I know exactly what I have. I have only 10 points captain in that particular ship, so it's same story over here, guys. Yeah. Overall, I do believe it's a very interesting ship, but it's thank you, but no thank you. And over here we have a super daring. This is a super destroyer Joshua, and this Joshua is literally I'm very interesting to know, and it's sad, guys. It's really sad. This is a tier 11 gearing with even more HP pool and this burst. I do believe. Can you tell me, guys, which guns they do have? This looks like, what do you call it, the light cruiser from US. Guns, literally you have 6 of them, dual purpose. So let's see about the stats. 23,700. This is base without any captain's perk and stuff like that. Gosh, what it is, 26, 28 thousand HP pool. That's a lot for a freaking destroyer, right? And I do believe the biggest downside with gearing was her speed, right? HE shell 1800, armor penetration 21, Only 5% to put your enemy on fire. That's bad. 792. It's very lazy. It's literally must be the same guns as the what do you call it? This premium light cruiser at tier 10 and Jean the Pan-Asian. I do believe that they have the same shells arc, so you're never gonna hit a damn thing more than 10 kilometers. That's the limitation, maximum 10 kilometers, because this is too slow of a shells, you know what I mean. Reload time 3 freaking seconds. Oh lord. 6 guns. That it's burst time, burst fire. Reload time 35 seconds, and then you shoot one every 1.5 seconds. Temporary bonus, maximum HE shells damage plus 50. Okay. So when you have this I key or T key or whatever the key will have, when you have this burst fire, it's not just you reload your main guns of 1.5 seconds, but you also at the same time your HE shell damage plus 50%. And chance to cause the enemy a fire plus 5%. So it goes from 5 to 10%. And the HE damage goes plus 50%. It is a scary ship, guys. I'll tell you why. It will have gearing smoke. With this 3 seconds base and 1.5 second, it's literally faster than Harigumo's Daka 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 Daka. And this smoke time will last forever, so you're kind of screwed if you're a battleship or hell even a cruiser at close range. Remember that this shells slow HE and AP are not gonna hit a damn thing more than 11 kilometers, because all you need to do is to just kite away. You're never gonna receive anything. But close range, yes, it is kind of a scary ship, but even more scary versus many other destroyers, especially tier 9 destroyers. I'm looking at all of you, because tier 9 are not anything than farming piñata versus tier 11. What kind of maximum damage? This is death charge 5100, which is a lot. It's a lot. Number of charge 2 bombs in a charge, 12 bombs in a charge, 12 freaking bombs. Reload 40 seconds. You have 10 torpedoes, maximum damage 17,900 and range 16.5. You have literally gearings torpedoes, 66 knots. Reload time 116 seconds. And yeah, torps are very good. The AA, yeah, the AA, it's very strong, especially at mid range, 214 and 130. Number of explosion, it's 6. Well, it's not the wow, but it's definitely not the worst. Maximum speed, this is the biggest difference between gearing and this particular ship. 37.2 knots, turning radius 750, rudder shift 5.1, surface detection 7.3. I do believe you'll still get her 5.9 or 6 kilometers. That's your main detection. It's absolutely hilarious strong. It's very, very strong. If this 7.3 base with all those, I'm talking about captains and module, you'll get her down roughly around 6 kilometers, which is fantastic. So you have damage con, smoke generator, and engine boost or defensive fire AA. Well, it is a fun ship, guys. You have crazy a lot of tools. You have this weird burst when you press the T key. Your damage output goes by plus 50%. You have the best smoke and also the best torpedoes. You remember, guys, that the gearing torps 16.5 kilometers are not a bad joke. You have only 10 torpedoes, but who needs more, because you have guns, for crying out loud. So all this package, the way I see it, it increases when you press T key, increase the rate of fire, but also increase the percentage to put the enemy on fire, and HE alpha damage. This is absolutely a murder machine versus anything else. Literally, any other destroyer. they will go boom. It's sad that those gimmicks of the tier 11, seriously guys, why play tier 9 when you can be screwed and be farming Piata versus tier 11? The way I see it, the only way they are incoming in this game, it's you think you grind all the way to tier 10. How about not playing tier 11? And even if you lose a lot of credits playing this game, but guys, you're still gonna have buttloads and kills, and probably you will end up killing all the enemy destroyer you one single ship, because you have the largest HP pool, one of the largest of all ships, and you also have the tools and the best guns, and at close range, probably the best guns in this game. And by the way, no battleship will YOLO you, because they will be killed by the torpedo. So you have a very strong torpedo, and when you run out of the let's say smoke, you have no more smoke. You kill all the enemies. You hunt the battleships because you have 16.5 kilometers torpedoes, Gearing's torpedoes, and you can play like a pure torpedo boat, you know, and you have the speed. Yeah, and you also have some air defense if you want to defend yourself, and very strong DC, or shall I call airstrike versus submarine. Okay, you don't have hydro, but nonetheless I do believe that this is a little bit too strong. Yes, you heard me right, it's freaking too strong. It has the Jean and US cruiser boats, guns, you know, for crying out loud, with fast rate of fire and a lot of HP pool. What I think about this, it's OP as all hell. And especially guys, especially with versus tier 9, they are no match. You have no firepower, you have no HP pool, you don't have speed, you have nothing. It's sad, it's really sad. It is a upgrade versus Gearing, hell yeah. This is a huge damn upgrade. The speed of this ship, the Gearing can only dream up. The damage output and the burst and all those gimmicks makes this ship OP as all hell. Tier 11 guys, what do you expect? Probably next year we're gonna see tier 12, God forbid. So I have no idea what to say. But nonetheless, it is what it is. Let me know in the comment below what do you think overall of all tier 11 ships in this game. Have a good one, take care, and catch you in the next one. Bye.